King Show is taking your calls now at 703-685-2177. That's 703-685-2177. Let the connection ring. We'll answer when it's your turn. And now, live from Washington, D.C., here's Larry.
With Dr. Charles Crenshaw, the book JFK, Conspiracy of Silence in paperback. Vallejo, California. Hello.
Hello, Larry. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hi.
Dr. Crenshaw, would exhuming the body solve any of the confusion and answer many of the questions that have come up over the years?
Well, that's a difficult question to postulate on. The X-rays and the other films that I have not seen, if they altered the bony contents, well, we postulate really they took off more bone so that it would look like a shot from the back. I don't know whether this would give us an answer.
All right, I thank you. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hello.
Yes, I had the same question. I don't know why they just don't exhume the body and solve this whole thing.
Well, that would, of course, be in the realm of the Kennedy family. And I would think they would not do that unless they wanted to, unless it was felt by some commission that they could do that, which is out of my province as a pathologist.
The family has called for the releasing of all materials, though, and for openness in investigation. Chattanooga, hello.
Yes. Will there be a signed statement by the Dallas doctors attending JFK agreeing to the thesis of Dr. Crenshaw's book?
No, I haven't asked them, and I wouldn't do that because this is my opinion, and, in a row, I wouldn't ask any physicians in a row to do what they want.
In the right temple area, the bone and matter seem to fly out.
Yes.
But in the back of the head, you can see that it has been blown out when he turns.
Well, that's where I postulate the tangential from the right side goes in, and the large exit wound is the back of his head, as you see there in a room, frame 335, but I'm no expert on photographs either.
To Charlottesville, Virginia, with Dr. Charles Crenshaw. Hello.
Hi, good show, Larry.
Hi.
I have two quick questions, if you'll allow me, please.
Go ahead.
Dr. Crenshaw, have you seen the metal rod in the autopsy photo of the top of the head? There is a very discernible metal rod running down. Have you seen that?
Yes, but I don't know what to make of it. I've asked certain pathologists whether it was some sort of instrument or something. It's just not that clear as to what it is. I'm sorry, but obviously that has been seen.
Farmington, New Mexico. Hello.
Yeah, Doc, going on 30 years, how have you coped with this knowing what's happened?
Good question.
Well, I guess, again, in my naive feeling, I always thought that there would be an answer and that an investigation would come. But as there has not been one, I think that's kind of what I'd really like to do, and to stress to all of you to talk to your representatives in Congress to pass the Boren-Stokes resolution.
Mr. Stokes has been on our TV show. Mr. Boren was here last week, and they're both urging it. New York City, hello.
Larry, excellent show once again.
Thank you.
I wanted to challenge Dr. Crenshaw on something and see if he would respond on the call from LBJ. Speaking to a very prominent researcher in Texas who's been at this for almost the length of time it's been since the assassination, he claims there is documentation that LBJ could not have made that telephone call that you claim to have received. Apparently, well, of course, he was involved in the funeral and all the events of that weekend, and White House logs apparently show that no call was made to the hospital at that time by Johnson.
That really doesn't bother me because knowing briefly Lyndon Johnson, he could do many, many things without any logs being done. And there is a window of opportunity for him to have called between the time that he met with Robert and Jacqueline Kennedy in the room.
Brennan, Texas.
Yes, hello?
Hi.
Yeah, Dr. Crenshaw?
Yes.
You were living in Dallas at the time?
Yes.
What's your opinion about the blame that was laid on Dallas as it was responsible for the killing of JFK?
Well, that's a good question. That's another thing that I really have a real problem with. The same thing happened in Memphis. The same thing happened in Los Angeles. But the tenor, the atmosphere was down Dallas. And Dallas was not the cause of the death. There were a lot of right-winged people there, but there are everywhere now. But they were, I think, blamed for something that they had nothing to do, but it had been brought to a boil because it was the President of the United States.
Rapid City, South Dakota. Hello.
Yes, Larry, thanks. Doctor, I was wondering if the gurney was changed at all, if the body was placed off the gurney and onto a table, or if the gurney was used.
On Kennedy or Oswald?
Kennedy.
Kennedy, he was on the gurney that went out to pick him up out of the car. It was brought back in, and the gurney that was in it was just thrown over to the side. And he did not leave the cart until we placed him in the coffin.
Dallas, hello.
Yes, sir. Doctor, I was wondering if there was a story about Jackie Kennedy having a piece of the president's skull or brain tissue, and that she brought it to a doctor or nurse in the trauma one there. Can you verify, or do you know of this?
Well, I think she has expressed that the reason she was crawling out of the back of the car, so to speak, was she was trying to save, quote-unquote, the top of the president's head. She came in holding the top of his head, feeling that she was trying to keep the brain matter in, and that's one of the reasons she had all of the blood on the right side.
Dr. Charles Crenshaw is the guest. The book JFK, Conspiracy of Silence. Back after these messages.